What is going on, guys? FTM here from FTM Gaming. Sorry about the last video. I know there wasn't any explanation. I just put the video out. I've been off for over 20 hours, so I was pretty tired. But just wanted to show you a clip of what it's like post-patch. Pretty much instantly killing T4 Xesht, going through maps like tier 17, tier 18. I feel absolutely no difference. I have some opinions as to why, so I will go into that. Now, since the patch has come, what has happened ultimately is Frost Wall that we cast when we crit does not generate energy, right? So how we're generating energy, it is entirely from the sparks, and it is entirely from the greater lightning bolts, right? So I've been playing around with the patch a bit. I think if you're having issues with generating energy, as you can see here, I've got inspiration for less cost. It's what I was running before the patch. You can opt out for that if you don't have any mana issues, but as of right now, I'm actually generating enough energy for Spark to be spammed on the bosses. So this is actually, it's doing nothing. How I would get more out of it, excuse me, is for this to cost less each time it's cast, so it can be spammed more. Since it's already generating enough energy, it's not necessarily needed. For me, as of right now, I am at, as you can see, 69%, and that's at a level 19 gem with 20% quality. So I've noticed no difference on bossing, right? This will definitely help if you have issues with not generating enough energy, but I don't have that problem, so I've put in inspiration for it to just be spammed more. Because how cast on crit works is it will dump all of these whenever you crit, right? It will dump these two spells as well when you crit, as much as it can. So having more mana and more mana regen means it can be dumped onto the boss for burst damage. So since we're only generating energy from Spark here and from Greater Lightning Bolt, we don't need to put Impetus here, because that doesn't generate energy. Just keep energy retention here, because it can refund half the cost. So I'll hover over it, Frost Wall, Fortress, Spell Cascade, Energy Retention, another Frost Wall. You don't need that, it's just more damage if you can afford it, right? It's still completely viable with just one. Cast on crit, you need to have Spark at level 9 max, do not go past level 9, purely for how much mana it costs, and you just get more projectiles. It's the same thing while you quality it, projectile speed. So just getting it to the monster faster is more quality of life. We will go Brutality. Brutality is so these do no damage. We want them to do no damage, so they're only proccing crits. If they're only proccing crits, that's good. We're getting more damage from Greater Lightning Bolt. And since they do no damage, right, they're not killing the Frost Walls. We've got acceleration to get to the monster faster, then inspiration so it can be spammed more. I would opt that out for Impetus if you're having issues with energy, but I don't have issues with that, and that's purely because I have 100% crit, right? It's able to sustain that. I think hitting 100% crit now with this patch is what is best in slot. It was best in slot before, but now it's kind of, you need to try and get as much crit as you can, right? I played this build post-patch from 50% crit chance all the way up to getting to 100%. Every time you go up 10%, it is a significant difference in clear speed and damage. You will notice this, so 100% recommend getting crit cap. I think it's the most important thing, especially since the patch is hit, because we cannot generate energy from Frost Walls anymore. So I'll go over the gear. Best in slot stats is gain damage as extra. Level to lightning spells is nice, but increased crit chance for spells is probably more important here. I would drop like the spell damage. I would drop level of lightning spells for damage as extra and increased crit chance. All of these stats here will help you significantly in damage, right? So one, as you can see, will give you legitimately, look at that. So 19k to 59k. So you can see the increase. The wand is just pure damage. Now you can get crit on your helmet. You can also allocate, more passive nodes for crit here if you need, but I'm already hitting crit cap with all my gear and all my jewels, so I've opted for subterfuge mask for just more evasion. I'm using this ring because it's a bunch of crit chance, and then with ingenuity it stacks it even more, so that's nice. You need to hit certain marks for spirit. Try to aim for 225. Since I don't have Temporalis, I've gone evasion energy shield. It's made a significant difference in my defenses. I feel like I can just walk straight into a pack of mobs, and it's just a good quality of life, right? I would recommend running it if you don't have Temporalis. So my other ring, it's got resist to cap my reses, so we're good there. Mana regen, right? So when we're bossing, having mana regen is super important. That's why I have inspiration here, so it can be spammed more, right? Since I'm already generating enough energy as it is, if this can be spammed more, I can proc more crits. If we're proccing more crits, we're getting more greater lightning bolt, so that's just more damage. Now, your gloves entirely resist. Hitting your resist, get as much energy shield as you can. I've decided to put crit damage on there just for more DPS output. And then Trempeto, it's mandatory. Now, if you have Temporalis, obviously the clear speed is going to be a lot faster because it will reduce the cooldown here. It will reduce the cast time. That's why it's also important to get cast speed on your wand, because if it's casting more, it's proccing more crits, which is what we need to proc more sparks, which will proc more frostballs. So you can see how it all synergizes together, and it's still viable without. So keep in mind, guys, I genuinely think 100% crit chance is the most important thing since this patch. If you're not crit capped, it just doesn't feel as good. And that was that was the patch before, right? So we just got hit. Now, since frostballs do not generate energy, we have to be generating energy with here and proccing more crits. So 100% crit is the most important thing. I'll leave some links in the description if you guys want to check out how the gem links are all set up. This is what I'm currently running. I'll go over my passive tree quickly. So I've changed some things recently, and that is because my wand has gain damage as extra, right? Before I was running pure power, but I have swapped some things around and I am actually getting a significant amount more damage. My tooltip, I think before, was only going up to 300 or 400k. I've got it up to 519. So, significant difference. I've saved more points. I used to come up this way. So, max energy shield. Make sure, you see here it's got crit damage. Get crit chance if you're not crit capped. Get rid of the crit damage. Came this way. Now, since we are tri-Ellie, right? Because we've got normal lightning damage from the greater lightning bolt, we've got extra damage as fire, and we've got extra damage as cold. So you can see here how we're hitting all three elements. And because we're always constantly critting because of the 100% crit cap, I can even, like perma-freeze bosses, because I've got cold damage here. I'll go into some things why as well. So we get an extra, 90% elemental damage if we've shocked, chilled, or ignited, which is what we're doing the entire time, because we've got damages extra fire, damages extra cold. So that's buffed my damage up significantly compared to using, pure power. So this is constantly up. Now we've come down. This is important, you get more damage. Same thing here, I've went crit damage. You can go crit chance if you are not crit capped. Come up here, crit damage, crit chance, crit damage. Same thing, came up for a socket. If you are not crit capped, get this node instead of this node. Now, I will explain some things up here. I'll just quickly hover. Since I'm evasion and energy shield, you get more out of your points hitting this instead of compared to, just pure energy shield nodes. And something to say here, so it's just all triggered spell damage. I'm already proccing enough energy for, what I need. I do not need energy gained. At 69% energy gained, I'm still proccing enough, so I've opted for more damage. Just lightning damage, right? And then more maximum lightning damage, that's good. See, crit damage, that's what we need, that's good. And crit chance, crit damage. We'll go up, so make sure you get these. I've not been frozen once since I have this node, and we're always running a stun charm, so if you're frozen or if you were stunned when you were mapping, practically dead, right? Like, it just does not go well, so make sure you get that, mandatory. Crit chance, crit chance, crit chance. So I want to explain this node here as well too. I've gone into this specifically because I am tri-LE damage, right? So increase damage with hits against frozen enemies and increase freeze build up. Because we're critting, the cold damage is, it's hitting way higher, right? Because it's always critting. We've got the 530% multiplier. So since the cold damage does enough for it to freeze, we're getting a extra 50% multiplier on everything just from this node. I want to get this next when I level up, purely just to increase the fire and cold damage. We already get the negative lightning resist from Fire and Storm, so that's why I'm doing that. I've come up, triggered spells, more damage. You can get these if you're having issues with generating energy. I don't need it, I'm generating enough at 69, alright? So just a quick note as well too, I've got crit chance on all of my jewels, and only one of my jewels has crit chance and then increased crit chance for spells. So come up here, more int, just to be able to use all of my gems, right? They're level 19, so if they're high level you will generate more energy. You can see it's at 69, so I will try and hit that mark. Now, crit chance for spells, crit chance for spells, more crit chance. If I can get 2 more levels, I will swap that out for these 2 nodes for just more crit damage, because I can swap these for these crit chance nodes. I get an extra 10% crit, and I actually get an extra 15% crit damage. So when I'm high enough level, I can swap these around for just more damage. Triggered spells, do more damage. You need just 1 jewel with recover 1% mana on kill. It's very important for your sustain. That's why you need mana regen for bossing. Do not neglect these guys. This is super important, okay? Just 1 jewel. Crit chance, cast speed. Damage penetrates. Not a bad thing to have, right? Because we're also doing, you know, fire and cold damage, so it helps there. Increased crit chance, 40% increased elemental damage if you've dealt a crit, always critting. And since we're not just doing lightning, we're doing cold and fire, this is, you know, big damage increase, increased cast speed, increased elemental damage and early res. So that saved me some points coming this way, and I used to come this way, but that's how I've changed it. As I level up, I can optimize this for more damage based on my setup, and that is because of my wand, right? I have Tri Ellie, so that's why I'm running this. I've got more damage this way. On sheet, it's over an extra 120k when I've got all of my buffs up. I don't know what's happening here, one sec. Mana Tempest and Soul Offering. So, how I stack my damage up, as you can see, starts at 59k. I'll go Sigil of Power, then I'll go Mana Tempest, then I'll sacrifice my minions. Since we're using mana, our stacks will go up, we will get more damage, right? So, that tooltip, with all of my stacks up, and if you set it up right, Greater Lightning Bolt on sheet will be, what I've gotten is 519k. So, the best way to get more damage here is to get a good wand. So, try and keep that in mind. That's it, guys. I'll show a clip of T4 Xesht. You can see what it's like walking there, so you know, Breach, similar to Breach, it has a similar feel compared to last patch. And then the damage, I'm still pretty much one-tapping T4 Xesht. I've noticed no difference. So that's what I would recommend. Getting your energy, probably, I would say try and hit the same mark, right? Because it's working. So don't need to change that. I don't need any more. Now, making sure you have enough energy. I was at 69. Making sure we're crit capped. That is the most important thing now since we've got this patch. Okay, so try and hit those marks. Hope that's helped anyone. Alright, thanks guys. Peace. far it's the same. I don't think anything's changed. I mean, that's a good deck, right? But I definitely reckon it's better to have that. 1000%. Okay, so no difference.